Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the next chapter, which actually is a very fun chapter. So the next chapter is chapter 10, and this is variance analysis. Okay. So if you look on Connect, or if you can access Connect on the Canvas platform, you can see that I posted all of the assignments for chapter 10. And then as always, just the graded assignment is going to be due. So if you go into Connect, you can see that we have the notes posted. So these are the chapter 10 notes. So what we're going to do today is we'll talk about variance analysis. We'll touch a little bit on the balanced scorecard because those two things tend to go together. And then further down, we have a number of different problems that we can do together. Okay. And then the last two problems, in-class problem 1 and in-class problem 2, those are the same type of problems that you have on your homework. Okay. Okay, so that's the agenda for today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with everything. Okay, so let's start with some terms first. Okay, so remember when we did cost, volume, profit analysis, we had a lot of different terms like SP, VC, FC, things like that, right? In this chapter, we have a number of new terms that we're going to learn. Okay, we have S, A, Q, and P. Okay. All right. So you're wondering what these stand for. So let's define them together right now. Okay. So S stands for standard. Okay. So standard. Okay. Standard refers to how much something should either cost or how much you're supposed to have or use. Okay. So this is S for standard. Okay, this is going to be important for what we're going to learn today. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about standard. What is the standard cost for, let's see, how about Chipotle? If you eat Chipotle in DC, how much is the standard cost? Anybody have any idea? Maybe $8. Okay, so that could be the standard. Okay. Okay, let's take another example. What is the standard number of years to get one college degree? What is the standard? Mm-hmm. 4 years, that's right. Okay, so 4 years. Okay, very good. Good job, Lily. So standard means how much something is supposed to be, right? So how much something is supposed to cost, right? How much something should cost, right? Or how much of something you're supposed to have or use, okay? So standard means supposed to, right? Standard means supposed to. Okay, actual, that's A. Actual means what it really is, right? What it really is. Okay, so that's actual. Okay, so I remember I have a friend who said, oh, college was the best 5 years of my life, right? So he actually spent 5 years in school. So actual years, my friend spent in school is 5 years. Okay, so A just means actual, right? Standard means supposed to be, actual means what it actually really is. Okay. Okay, good. All right. And then anybody know what Q stands for? Letter Q. What do you think? Q stands for quantity. Okay. So quantity. And then P stands for price. Price. Okay. So we have 4 different elements in this chapter. We have standard, actual, quantity, and price. Okay. So these are the 4 different elements that we're going to need to use to do variance analysis in this chapter. Okay. Okay, anybody have any questions about that so far? Okay, all right, so I have a secret for you. Okay, the secret is that when you do variance analysis, there's one formula that you need to know in this chapter. Okay, but before we do variance analysis, let's define what we're talking about. Okay, so let's say we have like vacation cost. Okay, so the weather is getting nice, so hopefully you can all take a vacation in the summer, or maybe you took one during spring break, but vacation cost, right? So you can have budget, you can have actual, and then you can have the variance. Okay, okay, so let's say that my vacation budget was $2,000, right? I actually spent $2,100 on vacation, right? So the difference, the variance, is $100, right? And then you went over budget, right? You actually spent more money than you expected, right? Budget is like your expectation. That's not good. So we say that's an unfavorable variance. Okay, so unfavorable. Okay, so the variance is unfavorable. Okay, so this here, this variance, what does that mean? Okay, well, okay, I understand that I'm allowed to spend $2,000 on my vacation. I actually spent more, right? So I am $100 over budget, right? So this variance is what we're going to analyze in this chapter. So this variance here, we're going to peel the layers of the skin of an onion. That's what they actually call it. We're going to see, okay, well, why are we $100 over budget? Why is there a $100 unfavorable variance? Okay. So we're going to explain more about this variance that we have. Okay. Okay. So to explain our variance, we're going to use one formula. Okay. The formula is AQ, this is super important, times AP. Okay. And then we're going to say AQ times SP, okay, and then SQ times SP. Okay, I know that makes no sense right now, but just write that down, and then you're going to see how this formula is going to be used for the entire chapter. Okay, and it's pretty cool, in my opinion. Okay, so this is the formula that we're going to use for this chapter. AQAP, AQSP, SQSP. Okay. Okay, so I have a question. Lily, what does AQAP stand for?
AQAP would stand for actual quantity times actual
Can you
price.
tell us, Lily, what AQAP stands for?
Can you not hear me? Hello?
Okay. One moment, please. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let me. Okay. Okay, just give me one moment. Okay. Okay, probably you can hear me better now. Okay, so my sound wasn't connected properly. Okay, Lily, one more time, if you can hear me. Can you tell me what AQAP stands for?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes, very well.
Okay, perfect. I think that would stand for actual quantity times the actual price.
Mhm. And what about AQSP?
That would be actual quantity times standard price,
Mhm.
and then standard quantity times standard price.
Perfect. Okay, so this is the formula that we're going to use for the whole chapter. Okay, so let's do one comprehensive example. Okay, and then let's figure out what this formula really means when we try to use it, and how we can do variance analysis. Okay, So I have an example that I came up with, and we're going to do a budget. We're going to figure out the actual. We're going to figure out the variance, and then we're going to figure out the different types of variances by using this formula. Okay. So let's say that we're trying to get one college degree. Okay. So one college degree. Okay. That's what everybody here is trying to do. So that's why it's a good example. Okay, I'm just going to copy the formula. Okay, so let's copy the formula and then see if we can use it. AQ times AP. Okay, in the middle we have AQ times SP. Okay, I'm just copying right now, and then SQ times SP. Okay. All right, so to get one college degree, okay, let's start over here on the right side because this is standard. Standard means like your budget or what you expect. So let's start on the right side and then we'll move to the left. Okay. Can somebody tell me what is the standard quantity of years you're supposed to spend in college to get one college degree? What's the standard quantity? Anybody know? You can type in the chat. Okay, 4, good, 4 years. Okay, so we're going to say 4 years, okay, times, what's the standard price? So before you came to AU, how much did you expect AU was going to cost per year? Anybody have any idea? I actually have no idea how much AU costs, but how much is the standard price? $20,000? Okay, all right, 20,000. Okay, okay, people wrote a bunch of things. Okay, so let's put 20,000 because that's the first number I saw. Okay, $20,000. Okay, all right, so far so good, everybody. To get one college degree, I'm supposed to spend, a standard quantity is 4 years in school, right? And then standard price, okay, standard means like what you expected. So before you came to AU, you thought, okay, I think it's going to cost $20,000 a year. That was the standard price. Okay, well, maybe that's not correct because let's say that you graduate one semester early. Okay, so you like load up on extra classes. So if you graduate a semester early, how many years did you spend actually in college? What's the actual quantity? Anybody know? If you graduate a semester early, then I don't think you spent 4 years in school. You spent 3.5 years in school, right? 3.5. Does that make sense, everybody? 3.5 years. Okay, and then Logan, is this the actual amount that AU costs? Logan says 68,000. Is that actually how much AU costs? Okay, all right. Okay, so we'll use 68,000. Logan says he thinks so. Okay, all right, good. Okay, so far so good, everybody. Can you give me a thumbs up if this is good so far? This is the key to the whole chapter in one problem. Does this somehow make sense, everybody? Okay, only one person put their thumb up. 3, okay, 4. Okay, not everybody put their thumb up. So let me explain one more time. Okay, we're just going to use this formula. This you just have to like accept. Okay, so right now, you know, maybe you've never seen this before, but just accept that it works. Okay, so you have to figure out what are we analyzing? We're analyzing the cost of one college degree, right? So standard quantity, how many years are you supposed to spend in school to get a college degree? 4. That's 4 years here. Right? What is the standard price? How much do you think college is supposed to cost? I thought it was supposed to be $20,000. Okay, standard price. Okay. Once you finish getting your degree at AU, if you graduate a little bit early, let's say that the actual quantity, you actually only spend 3.5 years in school. And the actual price is way more than you expected. actually you end up spending $68,000 a year. Okay? So, that seems to be no surprise because college typically the actual price is always like bigger than what you expect or the standard price. Okay, then in the middle, we're gonna fill in the middle part. So let's see, AQ, we already figured out, right? AQ is here on the left side. AQ happens to be 3.5 years, okay? Times SP, we figured out on the right side here. Okay, SP is $20,000. Okay, that's SP. Okay, so where did I get these numbers in the middle? I just used the numbers from the left side and the right side, right? So AQ is here, so I just put AQ in the middle. SP we figured out here, and I put that in the middle also. Okay, so let's do some math here. And we get 3.5 times 68,000. Okay, so this is 238,000. Okay. In the middle, let's do the math. 3.5 times 20,000, we get 70,000. Okay, and then over here you get 80,000. Okay, so now we have three numbers. We have a number here on the left side. We have a number in the middle. And then we have a number on the right side. This means that we can figure out three variances, okay? Remember here at the top, we did a vacation budget, right? And then we have one variance. So now if we use this method here, then you can figure out three variances. The three variances are going to be computed like so. Okay, let me show you here. Okay. So the three variances are going to be, you can get a variance between the first and the second number. Okay. So we're going to get a variance here. Also, we're going to get a variance between the second number and the third number. Okay, so you can see here. And then lastly, we're going to get a variance between the first number, okay, and the last number. Okay, so you have a variance between this first number and the second number. That's a variance here. Okay, and then we're going to get a variance between the second number and the third number. And then we're going to get a variance between the first number and the last number. Okay, okay, so let's see. This first term and the second term, right? Look at the formula. You see AQ is common to both places, see? What's different is the price. See, in the first part here, this first term or first block of numbers here, you have actual price, right? But in the middle, you have standard price, right? So what do you think this variance is called? It's called the price variance. Okay, price variance. We'll just say price. Price. We'll figure out the number just a minute. We just know this is the price variance. Okay, so the 70,000 is in the middle, and then you have 80,000 at the end, right? So where does the 70,000 come from? It's actual quantity times standard price, right? Where does the 80,000 come from? That's standard quantity times standard price. Okay. Notice that the term in the middle has standard price. The term at the end has standard price. So standard price is common to both the middle number and the last number. What's different is the quantity, because here you have actual quantity, right? Which happened to be 3.5 years. And then here you have standard quantity, which happened to be 4 years, right? What do you think this variance is called between the second and the third number? Can you type in the chat what you think that variance is called? Is it called the price variance? Anybody have any ideas? Take a guess, folks. Type something in the chat. What do you think that variance is called? Okay, very good. Quantity variance. Quantity variance. Okay, quantity variance. And the last one is just called the total variance. So you just have to know that. Total variance. Okay, so you have price variance, quantity variance, total variance. Okay, on an exam, on the homework, you can always set every problem up like this: AQAP, AQSP, SQSP. Okay, and then you figure out 3 variances. Okay, so price, quantity, total. The way that I remember this is I would say A, B, C, D, okay, L, M, N, O, like the alphabet, P for price, Q for quantity, S, T for total. So it's like in alphabetical order: price, quantity, total. Okay, anybody have any questions on that so far? All right, and then when you when you look at the variances, okay, we're gonna do everything from left to right. Okay, left to right. Okay, so everything is from left to right. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, let's look left to right. Let's figure out the price variance. Okay, 238,000, that's on the left side, minus 70,000 equal, okay, let me do that again. I typed it wrong. 238,000 minus 70,000 equals 168,000. 168,000. This is a positive number, right? Because here, I take 238,000, right? I'm going left to right, minus 70,000. Okay, that's 168,000. It's a positive number. Okay, so if the number is positive, okay, positive, it means unfavorable, because positive means more cost. More cost is not good. It's not good. If the number is negative, then it is favorable because it means less cost. Less cost. Okay, so 238,000 minus 70,000 is a positive 168,000. Is that favorable or unfavorable? Unfavorable. Very good. Thank you. Unfavorable. So we're going to put a big U here. Unfavorable. Okay. Okay, good. All right, let's try this again. This time we're going to figure out the quantity variance, right? That means take the middle number minus the last number, right? So in my calculator, remember, go left to right, 70,000, that's the number, 70,000 minus 80,000 equals, we have a negative 10,000. Don't put any negative sign, just put the number and a letter. This is negative 10,000. Is this F for favorable or U for unfavorable? What do you think? Favorable or unfavorable? Feel free to type in the chat what you think. Favorable or unfavorable? Favorable. Yes, favorable. F. Okay, F. Okay. Can you do the total variance? What do you get? What number is it? And is it favorable or unfavorable? Remember, the total variance is the first number and minus the last number. What is the total variance? Good, Molly. 178 favorable. Unfavorable. 178 unfavorable. 178,000 unfavorable. Okay. The reason why it's unfavorable, you take 238,000, right? So I'm going left to right. So 238,000 minus 80,000 equals 158,000, right? 238 minus 80, 158,000. And it's a positive number, so it's unfavorable. Okay. Okay, so we have all of our three variances. Molly, can you
Yes. So
can you hear me?
Professor,
Okay.
we're gonna, yeah, so we're gonna minus, right? Not plus. We're not
Mm,
gonna adding them.
no, you don't add them. So
Okay.
yeah, you
Right,
take this number, 238,000 minus 80,000.
yes.
That's the total variance.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a positive number, so it's going to be unfavorable. Okay, good. All right, so any questions on this so far? Anybody have any questions? Okay, I have a question. Can somebody interpret this? Okay, that's a tough question. Okay, if nobody wants to volunteer, that's okay. But anybody want to try to interpret what happened here? And I'll help you. Anybody? Okay. So this is what this means. Okay, first of all, instead of having one variance, like look at this example here. See this here? We have one variance. Instead of having one variance, now we can create three variances. So it's more detail. Three variances is more detail than just one variance, right? What are the three variances that we can have? We can have price variance, quantity variance, and total variance, right? So if you interpret this, this is what it means. It means, hey, I'm trying to get one college degree. Okay, so one college degree. I think it's going to cost $80,000, right? That's what you thought here. I thought I was going to spend 4 years in school. I thought I would pay $20,000 a year. So I thought it would cost $80,000. Okay. Actually, it cost a lot more than I expected. It cost $238,000 because I spent actually 3.5 years in school. And actually I spent $68,000 a year, right? So overall, I'm over budget. I spent $158,000 more than I expected. That's why we have an unfavorable total variance. Okay. But there's more to the story. The reason why I am $158,000 over budget is because, first of all, the price is much more than I expected. Because the price actually is more than I expected, I have a $168,000 unfavorable price variance. Okay. But the silver lining, the good thing is that quantity. Actually, I thought I was supposed to spend 4 years in school, but actually I spent 3.5 years in school. I graduated 1 semester or half a year early. That's why my quantity variance is $10,000 favorable. Okay, that's why it's $10,000 favorable. Okay, so that's how you interpret this question here. Okay. Okay, this is super important. This was a lot of stuff, but this is the whole chapter, like right here. Can you give me a thumbs up if this kind of makes sense so far? We're going to do lots of problems. Okay, good, Molly. Give your thumb up. How about for other people? Can you give me a thumbs up if it kind of makes sense? Really? Only 2 people put their thumb up? 3 people? That's it? Okay. All right. Then we'll have to go through this a little bit more. Okay, let's do this. Let's recap what we just talked about. Okay, so what are the 3 variances that you can have? Molly, can you tell us what the 3 variances you can have are?
Yes, so those are price, quantity, and the total variance.
Good, that's right. Price variance, sometimes they call rate variance, same thing, right? Quantity variance, sometimes they call what?
Efficiency.
Efficiency variance, yeah, very good. Okay. Okay, good. So how do you do a problem in this chapter, or how do you do the homework? Always use this formula in blue here, AQ, AP, AQ, SP, SQ, SP, right? And then set everything up just like I have here, and you can always get the correct answer. Okay, so I think we just need some more practice. Let's do some more practice here. Okay, so let's start with this problem, and then we'll do the example problem. Okay. Okay, so here we have this problem. Okay, so Tang Company accumulates the following data concerning raw materials in making its finished product. Okay. It says price per pound of raw materials is net purchase price of $2.30. Shipping is 20 cents. Handling is 10 cents. Okay. Quantity per gallon of finished product required is 3.6 pounds. Allowance for waste and spoilage is 0.4 pounds. Okay. Compute the following. Okay, so just remember a couple things. Freight in means shipping cost. Shipping cost. Also, standard, it says it has the word standard, right? A and B. Standard means what you are supposed to have or supposed to use. Okay, so let's take a look at this question here. Part A. Okay, so part A, it says, what is the standard direct material price per pound of raw materials? What is the standard price? Right. Standard price. Yeah, $2.60, right? So standard price. Okay, so let's see, materials. It says raw materials. It says it's supposed to cost $2.30, right? Plus the shipping is supposed to be 20 cents. Okay, so let's add that in there, right? Plus the handling is supposed to be 10 cents, right? So how much are you supposed to spend for each pound of material? $2.60. That's standard price, right? Standard price means what you expect. Okay. Let's do part B. B says, what is the standard direct material quantity, right? What is the standard quantity? SQ, right? Good, 4. Very good, 4 pounds. It says you're supposed to use, it says each gallon of like paint, or I don't know what you're making, needs 3.6 pounds, right? Plus another extra 0.4 pounds just in case. So standard quantity is supposed to be 4 pounds. Right? Standard quantity is the amount you're supposed to use. Right? That's 4 pounds. What is the standard cost to make 1 gallon? Good, okay. Good job, Levi. Very, very nice. Okay, so standard cost to make 1 gallon or unit of my product Well, let's see. I'm supposed to spend $2.60, right? That's a standard price per pound. I'm supposed to use 4 pounds. So how much is it supposed to cost to make 1 unit of my product? $10.20. $10.20. Okay. So $10.20. Okay. Very good. Any questions on this one? Okay, then let's do a problem where we have to put everything together. Okay, so let me just scoot everything up. Okay, so we'll scoot everything up. Okay, and then let's do a problem where you have to use this relationship formula. Okay, so AQAP, AQSP, SQSP, right? And then fill in the numbers here. Okay. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot of this, you can. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's try to do this problem here. Okay, I'll help you. AQ, AP, AQ, SP, SQ, SP. Okay. Okay, so I'll let you figure out the answer to this question. I'll give you a few minutes to do it. Okay. So I want to make 100 cookies. I'm making 100 cookies. Okay. See what you can figure out. Okay. All right. Anybody want more time? No? Okay. All right. First, what are we doing? We're trying to figure out how much it costs to make 100 cookies. We're trying to figure out how much it's supposed to cost. We want to figure out how much it actually costs, right? So 100 cookies. Okay, so let's start. We can start on the left or the right side, doesn't matter. Let's see. To make 100 cookies, right? How much flour, how many cups did you actually use? Actually, it says here, it says, I actually used 0.3 cups of flour for each cookie, right? Right, see that actually? So what's the actual quantity of flour that I used? 0.3 times, I'm making 100 cookies, right? So times 100. Okay, so that's going to be 30. See right here. Did they tell you how much you actually paid for the flour? Okay. Did they tell you how much you actually paid for the flour? I hope so. Oh, it says I actually spent $72 total. See, $72 total. Okay. I don't think that's how much you paid for like each cup of flour. I think that must be the total, right? So that must be 72, right? So $30 times something is 72, right? Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 72 divided by 30 because I want to figure out the actual price. Right? What's the actual price that you paid for flour? It's $2.40, right? Because 30 times $2.40 equals 72. So 72 is how much money you actually spent for making 100 cookies. Okay, let's do the right side. Okay, and then we'll do the middle part last because that makes it easier. Okay, how much? What's the standard quantity? Standard quantity means like how much are you supposed to use? How much flour am I supposed to use if I make 100 cookies? 0.2 is for each cookie, right? So I'm not going to put 0.2. I'm not going to put 0.2. That's not the answer. Standard quantity means to make 100 cookies, because that's what we're trying to figure out here. How many cups of flour do I need to use? Molly, you have a question?
Yes, Professor, what does 2.4 means?
$2.40.
Yes, so what did the numbers come from?
Okay, so it says I actually spent $72 total, right? So
Yes.
actually, to make 100 cookies, I spent $72 here, right? And then actual quantity I figured out is 30, right?
Yes.
The reason why I know it's 30 is because actually I made 100 cookies, and actually each cookie needs 0.3 cups of flour. So 0.3 times 100 is 30,
Yes.
right? So it means like I used 30 cups of flour, and the total cost was
72.
So how much was the actual price for each cup?
Oh, okay, yeah, got it.
Okay, yeah, so it takes 72 divided by 30 equals
32.
$2.40. That's $2.40 here.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Okay, all right. Then, what is the standard quantity going to be, everybody? Does anybody know? Standard quantity? Anybody have any idea? Can you take a guess? What is the standard quantity? $20. Good, very good. Okay, so the reason why it's 20 is because it says each cookie needs 0.2 cups of flour. Okay, so 0.2 times, I'm making 100 cookies, right? So how much flour am I supposed to have to make 100 cookies? That is 20, right? Times, do they tell us how much each cup of flour is supposed to cost? Do they tell us how much each cup of flour is supposed to cost? It says flour is supposed to cost $3 per cup. Supposed to, right? So this is 3. Okay. Okay, so 20 minus 20 times 3 is 60. This is 60 in the middle. Okay. So I have 72 on the left side, 60 on the right side. Okay. And then the middle part you can always do last, because the middle part we can just use the numbers from before. Okay, so actual quantity was 30, right? So 30 times standard price. Standard price is 3. Okay, so then we have in the middle, we have 90, right? 30 times 3 is 90. Okay, anybody have any questions on how I got these numbers? Any questions? Okay. All right, and then we're going to do my favorite part. We're going to do the variances. Okay, so we're going to figure out the difference between the first and the second number, right? First number, the second number. Okay. Okay, we're going to figure out the difference between the second number and the third number. And then we're going to figure out the difference between the first number and the last number. Okay. This is the first number and the last number. Okay. Okay, help me out here. What is this variance called here? First number minus the second number. What is this variance called? Anybody type in the chat what they think?
Price.
Good, price variance, yes. Price variance. Okay, price variance. What about the second number and the third number? What's that variance called?
Quantity.
Good, thank you. Very good. Quantity variance. Okay. And then what about the last one? It's called what? Total variance. Very nice. Okay. Total variance. Okay. Total variance. This chapter is a lot of fun because it's very visual. Okay, so you just set everything up like this and always the same thing. Now, when you figure out the variances, always take like 72 minus 90, take 90 minus 60, 72 minus 60, always go left to right, okay, left to right. Okay, so left to right. Okay, so always go left to right. So we're going to go this way, left to right. Okay, and I'll do the first one, and then you help me with the next ones. Okay, so price variance, I'm going to take 72, put in my calculator, 72 minus 90, okay, that's $18, okay, so 18, and then that's a negative number, okay, negative means less cost. Ooh, less cost is good. So $18 favorable price variance. I'm going to put F for favorable, okay. Don't ever put negative 18F. That's wrong because just put the number and the letter. That's it. Okay. Okay, can you help me figure out the quantity variance? Quantity variance. If you know what the quantity variance is, type it in the chat. Remember, variance is always a number and a letter. Okay? Number and a letter. What do you think the quantity variance is? $30. Okay, 30. That's not correct. 30 what? 30U, 30F, 30U. Good. $30 unfavorable. Very good. 30U. Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. Very good. Okay, what about the total variance? What is the total variance? If you know the answer, type it in the chat. 18U, okay? All right, so 18, no, it's not 18U. 12, 12U, 12U, okay? Because you take 72 left to right, 72 minus 60, okay? 72 minus 60 is 12. It's a positive number. Positive means more. More cost is bad, 12U, okay? When you write the variances, okay, I notice people are doing this. They say 12U. Okay. You should say this. You should say total variance equals $12 unfavorable, like that. Or you can say 12U. Okay, so make sure that you express variances in those terms. So it's 12U. Okay, 12U. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, any questions on how I did this problem here? Okay, all right, now something else that's very interesting. We can actually create a working hypothesis. Working hypothesis means like a theory about what's going on. Okay, hypothesis. Okay, so let's see. Okay, okay, we are making 100 cookies, right? We think it's supposed to cost $60 to make 100 cookies. Actually, it costs $72, right? The middle is only there so that you can create 3 variances. Okay, we are $12 over budget, right? In total, we are $12 over budget because I think it's supposed to cost $60 to make my cookies, but really it's 72, so we are $12 over budget, right? So what happened? Well, you see that we're supposed to use 20 cups of flour. That's the standard quantity. But actually, you used 30 cups of flour. So $30 is an unfavorable variance because you use too much flour, right? So you have a $30 unfavorable quantity variance. You used too much flour, so you spent $30 extra money, right? But flour is supposed to cost, standard price is $3, but actually it costs $2.40. Wow. So flour is supposed to cost $3, but actually we spent less money to buy the flour. That's good, right? So we saved $18. That's a favorable variance because the price is so good. See? Okay, so working hypothesis, let me type what I just said. Overall, we spent more money than we expected, right? But the price was actually better than we expected. So we have a price variance that is $18 favorable. Okay. However, we used too much flour, actually. Okay. That's why we have a $60 unfavorable quantity variance. Okay. Again, overall, we are $12 unfavorable over budget. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. And then any reason why this might happen? Why might this have happened? Any ideas? This one is very, very hard. This is the last part. Why might this have happened? Anybody have any idea? I'll help you. Okay, the truth is nobody knows for sure, but maybe you bought cheap flour. That's why the price is so good, but you have to use more of it because the quality is not so good, right? That's why quantity variance was unfavorable. Should you keep buying cheap flour overall? No, no. Why might this have happened? Maybe you bought cheap flour, so the price was good, right? But you used more than expected. Overall, or total, the variance is unfavorable, so don't do this anymore. Okay, that's it. Okay. Okay, ask me some questions about this question. Anything not make sense? By the way, this is super, super valuable as a business tool to use, because if you are going to be wealthy and have a business, then you may have like many different franchises or companies, and then you can analyze what's going on within each entity by analyzing the variances. Okay. Anybody have any questions on this?
Professor, I think you might be typed the wrong number, which is like 30 unfavorable quantity variance, not 60 unfavorable quantity variance.
30 quantity variance?
Yes,
Where? Here?
in the working hypothesis.
Oh yes, thank you. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Very good. Thank you very much. Everything else looks okay though, I think. Yeah, let me see. Yep. Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you. Anybody have any questions on this? Okay, no questions? Okay, then can you do one yourself? Okay, let's see. How about this one? This is the let's do the materials, total materials, price and quantity variances. Let's do part A only. Okay. See what you can figure out. Okay, so I'll give you some time to do this, and then this will be the last problem we do, and then I'll let you start your weekend. Okay. So go ahead and start this problem, and then we'll go over the answer. Okay, let's go over the answer here. How do you set this up first? Is there some formula we use? I think there is. Anybody know the formula? AQ, AP, AQ.
SP.
Good, Molly. Yeah. And what's the last?
SQ times SP.
Okay. The P part is the hardest part. Everything else usually is not as bad. Okay. Okay, so let's do the left and the right side, and then we'll do the middle. Okay, maybe we should read the question again. It says, the standard cost of product B manufactured by Farrell Company includes 3 units of direct materials at $5 per unit. Okay. During June, 29,000 units of materials are purchased. It happened. That must be the actual, right? At an actual cost of, looks like they spent $4.70, and 29,000 units of direct materials are used to produce 9,400 units of product B. Okay, first of all, always figure out, what are you doing? Okay. We are making 9,400 units of product B, right? Remember in the first problem we did, we are trying to get 1 college degree, we're trying to make 100 cookies, right? Here, we're trying to make 9,400 units of product B, okay? Did they tell you how much you actually used? How many units of materials did you actually use? 29,000 units of direct materials are used, right? 29,000 times, do they tell you how much they pay per pound or unit? Yeah, it's right here. $4.70. $4.70. Right? So how much is the actual cost? 136,300. 136,300. Okay. This part is usually the hardest part. Okay. How much material are you supposed to use if you're trying to make 9,400 units of product B? It says you're supposed to use 3 units of material. And if I make 9,400 units, then that's 3 times 9,400 times, what's the standard price? It's $5, right? 5. Okay. So then what do you get on the right side? $141. Okay. Okay, do you have any questions on this so far? Okay, in the middle, AQ is 29,000 and SP is 5, okay? So in the middle, we get 145,000, 145,000. Okay. Okay, any questions on how I got these numbers? You might have any questions. Okay, then I can figure out 3 variances, right? I can get the variance between the first number and the second number. Okay. Okay, and then I can get a variance between the second number and the third number. And then I can get a variance between the first number and the last number. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. All right, so this is called the price variance. What do you get for the price variance? Negative, so favorable price variance. Or you can say it like this. You can say price variance is 8,400 favorable. Can you tell me what the quantity variance is? Can you type in the chat what you think? It's not 4,000. Almost. It's not right. It's not 4. Okay, 4,000 U. 4,000 U because it's a positive number. U, right? F and U, right? And then the total variance. Okay, can anybody tell me what the total variance is? What is the total variance? The total variance is, okay, so we'll take 136,300 minus 141,000. That's 4,700. 4,700. Okay. And it's a negative number. Negative means less cost, favorable, right? Remember. Good. Okay. So remember. Okay, remember, positive is unfavorable because it's more cost. And then negative is favorable because it means less cost. Okay. Okay, very good. What questions do you have, everybody, on this problem or this chapter, actually? Okay, if you don't have any questions, then next time we're going to do lots more problems. So we have more complicated problems plus the homework questions that we're going to do. Additionally, next time we're going to talk about the balanced scorecard, which I didn't get to talk about today, but we'll discuss that in class next time. I'll make sure I post the notes for you, and the chapter 10 material is already available. So if you want to start working on it, you certainly can. Okay. All right. Any other concerns, questions, comments, anything else you wanted to mention? Okay, if not, then I'll let you go. So have a very good weekend, everybody. See you all in class next Tuesday.
You, Professor.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Thank you, Professor. Have a
You're
nice.
welcome. Bye-bye.